Yeah. uh-huh. Yeah. Shit. Grams leaders CC's, pounds. Close caps, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of leaders of grams, get your dosed up, cut this up, post up, and get dosed up. This for them vote, they like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in no trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that truth serum hooked directly to your vein. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch a close up, close up, close up, a close up, grams of it, tune in, leaders of it, close up, pounds of it. Pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters up, pounds, get your dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up.
Up. I'm your host, Sharpshooter, aka Dose. We got my man Lab. He's in effect with me.
That's right.
And so, y'all Lab told me he saw what I did this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess I might as well get into my weekend recap.
Right.
I can't even say this thing fast enough. I done tried it, but it was a Sharpshooter Studio Session Saturday.
Oh, stop. Say it one more time.
See, here we go. A Sharpshooter Studio Session Saturday.
Okay.
I got that thing on out.
Sharpshooter Studio Session Saturday. I done said it.
Yeah. And okay, so I'm just gonna holler out who showed up. Man.
Okay.
You know, my homie Credo showed up.
Mm-hmm.
We had my guy Furious show up.
Okay.
We had Troubleshooter, aka Dave, show up. And we had Lit Brit in the building.
Okay.
And that was enough to create some magic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's getting to the point where I ain't even surprising myself no more because I'm concentrating so much on the songs and they're sounding like how they're supposed to sound when I'm imagining them now.
Uh-huh.
But what does surprise me is when the other people add their elements to it, because see, I can't simulate or kind of like predict how they're going to sound.
How they gonna sound?
Yeah, and I can't practice that.
So does it add sauce to it, or is it?
Yeah, it adds a whole new dynamic to it,
Okay.
and it's making the producer actually called me and thanked me. It's making people happy wanting to work with me, happy to listen to it, happy to hear themselves as well as be a part of the project.
Right.
And we're having fun.
That's the main goal right there.
Yeah. You know, at first I will go in there with like kind of like a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta make it sound like this. I gotta out rap everybody or do whatever, you know, what it takes. And I didn't necessarily include a lot of people, but I invited them.
Right.
And it was more like, watch me do this. You
Right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? But after I started hearing, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting actually kind of tired of myself. And not only that, but I mean, there is no growth if I'm just doing it by myself.
Right.
So I started inviting people that I felt like could contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, could they. And so now what's going to happen is that if anybody kind of follows my method, you can see that I did it first.
Okay.
So that's why I'm going to continue. This is another thing that I'm doing first too, is that studio thing. Like I'm from studio to studio and I'm going to do what you saw me do.
All right.
And so we're going to see, you know what I'm saying, if I'm leading by example and we got some other people that's on the roster that's going to do it, or if I'm just going to keep trailblazing.
Okay.
But that's what my producer, you know, the actual guy that made the beat, which is Beat Burner, he told me, you know what I'm saying, like this is how he imagines other artists
doing it,
being creative on his music. So with that being said, I was like, wow, you know, like to me that's kind of like an ultimate compliment, because it's like if he didn't record me but he doesn't necessarily have any suggestions and he's just like, we gonna hook it up next time. You know what I'm saying? I told him, yeah, like the next batch of beats he send me, booking studio time at his spot.
Okay.
So I'll be over at Beat Burner spot doing music on Beat Burner Beats.
Okay.
So
Sound like a plan to me.
yeah. And also because that's pretty much what's gonna lead into the topic as far as supporting each other.
Right.
You know, so one, I'm supporting him by using his instrumentals, and now I'm getting ready to support him financially by booking sessions.
Right.
But I got some support actually last week from Miss P.
Oh, true.
And Miss P wanted to be here for this episode.
Great.
Yeah, and so I actually talked to her a little bit about the topic of this episode on the phone before I'm gonna explain to y'all why she's not here in a second. But I talked to her a little bit about this episode, and she gave me 2 good pointers that I'm gonna bring up a little bit later on. That we can definitely delve into those because they're vague and I like them.
She can always call in 678-740-9894.
Now I was gonna suggest that, but see, Miss P is actually the coach of a middle school basketball squad, and they're at a game, right?
Oh,
and she's coaching, so I know it'll be loud and all that background. Then I can see her now, trying to say the play, but like, hold on, I got shoot on the line before she say that next play. So
Right.
I told her, I said, man, this is what you're supposed to be doing too. This is lovely, so handle that.
Right.
And that, like, we gonna be here on Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Most definitely.
But now, like, okay, so the topic of today's show is kind of like support systems, support groups, and like your personal circle. But I'm just saying this because man, woman, and child in nowadays times need some kind of help or some support.
Right.
I listen to some of my coworkers or some of my friends explain certain situations or experiences that either they're going through or that their children are going through.
Okay.
And a lot of the times it's not necessarily always some financial support that they need, but maybe just, emotional support.
Yeah. I think a lot of us need more emotional, mental support than we want to lead, than we want to say. You know, we go through a lot of things on a daily basis, and having someone to talk to or someone you can, just get ideas from is a big help, but we just don't like letting people in our business either. So we have that problem.
But see, now here's the thing, and it's funny you said that. Like a lot of the times, you're right. People will be a little bit reluctant to let you get in their business, but sometimes their business tells on them anyway.
Right.
Like you can see it in them, or they have a grudge or a chip on their shoulder, or they kind of are pessimistic sometimes, or negative, or sarcastic a lot.
Especially if you know that person and you see a change in their demeanor, in their attitude, the way that they function. And that's not how they generally do, especially if you've been around them for years. You tend to notice that change. And a lot of people don't think you can notice it, but you can notice it. Sometimes there's a visible a visible difference in how a person acts and reacts to certain things based on how they used to do it when they're in a bad space.
And so so one of the first things I have, because I have basically like 24 questions.
Okay.
And like the questions are kind of like designed to, like, we throw them out there kind of like into the atmosphere in the universe and bounce them off of each other, and it helps kind of like self-reflect or come up with particular resolutions or understand why we actually are either in our situation and why we need the support.
Okay.
So like one of the first questions is actually like, why do you need the help, or why would I need the help?
Right.
Like, meaning some people need help financially, some people might need help emotionally, some people need help maybe with just a place to stay. Some people need help, meaning with resources, right, or just a particular guidance. But when you know why you need the help, then seeking out some of the support can be, it ain't gonna necessarily be easy, but at least you'll have a path to start on.
Right, you'll have an idea of where you need to go, what who you need to ask and who you need to talk to about those things. Okay.
And I wrote these questions down, like they're just random and not in any particular order, but they are going to be helpful once we start talking about these things. Because like the second question I have is like, well, do you ever plan on helping others? Because sometimes people, expect help a lot or need help, but are you the type of mentality, or do you have the type of person that you want to help others and you actually plan to help others now, in the future, currently? Or are you just no harm, no foul type person? I'm neutral. It is what it is. I'm just out for getting me.
Right. Well, are you do you pay it forward, or do you keep it to yourself?
Oh man, Lab. See, now you just said, now that's what Miss P said. Pass it forward. And see, I was gonna get on that a little later. But okay, and that's absolutely right, because the reason why, and I like why you said that, because passing it forward means like you're actually putting something out in the universe. You're putting energy out there, because energy can be reciprocated, as we know. Right. It's a duality. So if you are, like you say, trying to pass it forward, or you do go in there with the mentality if you want to help somebody, and when it is your turn, it might not be that hard.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people get passing it forward as doing exactly the same thing that was done to help you, and that's not necessarily the case. No. You pass it forward based on what that person needs. I remember I was walking outside of a restaurant a month or so ago, and a guy was sitting on the sidewalk. He said, can I get something to eat?" And I went and bought him a burger and fries and stuff. But that's, to me, that's paying it forward. So it don't have to be exactly the same thing that you were helped with. It's just to do something,
the deed,
right, for someone else other than yourself.
Because the help has no stipulation to it.
Right.
And okay, so also sometimes you have to ask yourself, and this is important to me, because when you do reach out for a support group, or you do need some extra help, sometimes you have to be mindful, because I'm like, is this temporary? Are you reoccurringly needing the help more often? Because then it could be a serious situation that maybe I don't know about.
Okay.
Or that I actually can't help you with, and I'm hindering you, and you may need to have something professional. And like I say, temporary, you have to understand, like, a lot of people don't realize that people are going through some of the same things. And I never try to combat a person's problem with a problem, because a lot of times, like, I might say, "Hey, bro, let me borrow this." "Whoa, boy, hey, man, I started to ask you the same thing."
Right.
And see that, I mean, we not competing. We're not playing chess with the problems.
The easiest thing to do is just say, "I don't have it."
Exactly.
If you don't have it.
But now, if I notice that this is reoccurring with you, then at least do I, and I want to be responsible as well. Can I pull you aside, and can I talk to you and say, "Hey, man, this is like the 4th or 5th time. What's really going on?"
Right.
You see, because that's how I want to help now. Because now I'm like, all right, if you just keep asking, and you don't provide, you don't have any resolutions. We're not talking about the problem. You're just asking for the help all the time, which is in the form of something.
Right.
Then I'm feeling like I'm not really doing my due justice.
Right. I get what you're saying. You're not showing them how to solve the problem. You're just putting a Band-Aid on. You're not helping them fix the issue. You just, every time they ask, you just giving them a Band-Aid and not solving their issue, because they're gonna come back again and ask again.
Exactly. Now, this isn't necessarily a passing it forward. This is exactly what I mean by this one, when I'm saying, like, do you return the favor or pay back what you borrow? And what I mean by that is, there are some times that our friends, or that people that need help and support, they put us in a bind. And what I mean by a bind is, we're maybe not always able to afford to give someone what we loan. And they always say, if you can't afford to give it, don't loan it out.
Right.
But let's say you that person, you're compassionate, and they need it more than you do. And then the time frame that they say they give it to you, you don't really need it then, but you need it when they say they're going to give it to you.
Right.
And that's what I mean by pay back what you borrow.
Right.
Because if you're going to have someone that's compassionate about what you're going through, and they're going to take something off of their plate to help you at that time, but they know, and you both agree that they're going to need it when you say, and then you don't.
Right.
You see, now you're putting that person in, they need help now.
Right.
And now they got need support.
They got to ask somebody.
Exactly. You see,
Poochie on Chain Labs always says, "Do not loan out what you can't afford to lose."
I mean, clearly that. But see, I'm stubborn, bro.
Yeah,
because see, first of all, like you say, I do believe in the paying it back. And then it's like this, man. Like, man, my heart weigh heavy when I know I got it and I can help you, and I don't.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But
because that karma can be real.
Well,
It is real sometimes.
Ain't no can be. It's always real.
Right.
But see, that's where you have the decision to make. Then, wherein are you gambling more than what you can afford? Is it even more than what you loan them? Like,
right.
Okay, I can see if you gave them the money, you said you need it back because you maybe want to eat some lunch.
Right.
But if you needed it back for, let's say, rent.
Right.
Now you're gonna have to pay more because of that, or be kicked out.
Right.
Nah, we ain't gambling with it.
Right. I get what you're saying.
All right, so okay, another question that I would ask then is like, and I start to see that some people, they feel entitled to be helped because of how they were raised, or entitled to what you have because of how they were raised and brought up.
They feel like they deserve it.
Exactly, because
actually is when
everybody, my family give it to me,
right.
I'm gonna get it from you, and there's no intent to pay you back because it's the, oh well, why don't you give it to me type of attitude.
I deserve it.
Exactly.
Right.
You see,
Slick says I can't ask if you continue to need help. I could ask if you continue to need help. I guess she means ask you what's going on.
Yeah, Slick is absolutely right about that. Yeah, I appreciate that, Slick. Okay, so good. All right, I'm making sense when I'm thinking like, okay, it's about the third or fourth time. Yeah,
what's going on?
Okay, like code red, they throw a little flag on this play.
Right.
All right, so we've agreed, that some feel like entitled based off of how they grow up. But then, okay, so I also have down here as far as a question like, do you offer to help those that you know are in need of help? Because I have from time to time. I know that. I know some people need the help, man. And I just went on ahead and offered it.
Right.
Because I can see their disposition, and I'm going to get down later on with one of these questions as far as when do you ask for help. Which you see what I'm saying? But I can see that in them. And I mean, with my wisdom and in that time, I went on ahead and did that because one, it made me feel better. Because like to see that and to know I can do something about it, now I got a thorn in my side if I don't jump in.
Right. Slick says they feel like everybody owes them something.
So I got Lisa McDonald on my line and like, pay what you owe. And I've talked to her before, so I know she said that with some oomph to it and the accent to it. And I'm surprised she didn't put shouty behind it. But she damn near will tell you, boy, you better pay me what you owe, and probably some explicatives. So, all right, and she'll tell me not to let nobody take advantage of me. Right. And she's told me that numerous times. But all right, so what did Slick say though?
Slick said they feel like everybody owes them something.
Yeah. A lot of the times they do. And I get that with the silver spoon people, but I get that with the people that ain't never had nothing. Right. Because they feel like you have to, you know what I'm saying? They feel like since they have had assistance before, well, you going to assist me as well. And I'm like, no, bro, you're going to get it like how I get it.
Right.
Ain't nothing free over here. You know what I'm saying? And when you start demanding, then to me, it's not like I'm helping. It's like you strong arm.
You strong arm. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think family does that more? Feel like they like they deserve it? Like family members will come to you about it. You be like,
no, actually, believe it or not, my family members don't even ask me for money. Except my daughter, and I want her to do that. Right. Like I told her to do. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
mama, daddy, no. And now, like, there been some times where, see, like my mom, I like how she do it. Right. She might just be like, hey man, I'm trying to get these taxes or something done, and they cost about $500 something. Right. I could use a little help on that. Right. I'd be like, I got you. And then, it's something like that. Or she'll just tell me the price, and I'm like, oh, I'm happy to step up. You see what I'm saying? Right. But no, and mainly it be the friends that reach out to me for help, and it just be blatant and blunt. Like, hey, I need this. Can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? Can I borrow? Right. And sometimes the amount is high, and I just be like, are you high? You know what I'm saying? Seriously. But I never be like, bro, that's too damn high. I try to accommodate it some kind of way.
Right, okay.
All right, so another one of my questions would be this. How often does someone actually check on your well-being? Like just hit you up, man. Hey, how you doing today? Or hey, is there anything I can help you with? I do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? You good? And not that you
not
good.
You though. See, that's the thing. How often do people call and check on your well-being, not you checking on their well-being?
I know. Not a lot, but I do it a lot because it's gonna happen. You at some point, But no. I mean, believe it or not, I think I don't even think it's intentional anymore, man. People just, it's so much going on in people's lives, bro.
Oh,
like
okay.
it's a lot. I mean, you'd be surprised at what everybody be going through, you know. And so, but me, it's like, I'm not gonna say I have everything in order. I'm just saying, like, I think so far ahead that I don't have to think about it kind of like on a daily basis. So I can take that time to be like, yeah, man, how is this person doing?
Okay.
Because I done thought about something so long, like it's got to catch up with me.
Okay. So you ahead of the game.
I try to be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So another question I would have is like, do you need help achieving a business type goal or financial, something like that? Or do you need help with your bills?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference when you need a particular type of support group, which could probably be like an investment group that are trying to help you get some financial goals in order with business wise. Then you just need some support because you can't pay your bills.
Right.
And you can't do what you need
went
to
out
take
to the
care
club
of
and
personally.
bought a few bottles and forgot your rent was due on Tuesday.
Well, hey man, see, now that's the thing.
You party.
There ain't no forgetting the bills
Right.
and the rent when
Right.
you get to be my age, man. Like, as a matter of fact, that's what I'm happy to pay that, because all that does is reflect on my credit.
Right.
And you ain't got to tell me no more, boy. Good credit, man. Hey, I'd rather
ain't
take a loan from a financial institution than a loan from a friend, because
Right.
they're gonna want it all at once. I can just chip off, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
The payment plan.
Slick
Excuse me, with the
says,
financial institution.
They don't call till they need something.
I mean, you know, okay, so now that's a good thing. I don't have friends that just call when they need something. As a matter of fact, my true friends, the ones like I've known the dude since middle school, man. No, not middle school, elementary school. So my partner right there, he don't just hit me when he needs something. He hit me and just be like, hey man, what's good?
Okay.
What you got going on, man? You know what I'm saying? All my friends, like from back in the day, now that actually is my support group.
Right.
See, I can hit him up for some money if I need to.
Mhm.
He's hit me up for money. We never had no problems.
Right.
We've always paid people back. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Because that's a friend that actually checks on me.
Mhm.
Now, the friends that ain't necessarily in my support group, them the ones that be hitting me up for the money all the time.
Right. Okay.
And I'm like, man, and I have this as one of my things, but like, can I depend on you? Like, can you depend on me?
Right.
And it's no. And I had a rule that I wanted to go by, and it was like, count on those that you can depend on and count out those that you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I don't go by that. But what I don't count on them though,
Right.
but I don't count them out.
Right.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Like, I counting them out mean like you can't count on me no more.
Uh-huh.
And see, I'm not going to be a person that you can't count on because I can't count on you.
Right.
You gonna always be able to count on me, but that don't mean I'm gonna be there for you.
But
That
doesn't
ju-
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go say something.
Doesn't that sometimes bring resentment? Because you think about it, and sometimes like me,
Mm-hmm.
I say all the time, you know, people call me for money all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I have it and I give it. Sometimes I have it and I don't give it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking to myself, like, who can I call? You know, you gotta sit back and say to yourself, like, if I need $100 for something, who can I actually call and ask, can I borrow $100 until next month? You know what I'm saying? When you sit down and you add those things up and you say to yourself, damn, I really don't have anybody I can call and borrow $100 from, but everybody seems to be able to call me for money, and then that brings resentment.
Okay, so let me tell you this. This is how I get over the resentment. But I'm human, so I kind of felt like that. But I get over the resentment because God allows me to have the money. You see what I'm saying? Imagine not having it when somebody needed and not having it for yourself either.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So I don't allow the resentment to block my blessings because resentment is energy that you hold within. Why would I
real
want to
hard
hold,
sometimes?
Thank you. Yeah, but
Real
see, why
hard.
would I want to hold that in and block something that's coming to me based off of how someone's treating me by asking me for something that I already have?
Right.
All you just got to do is just don't give it to them. No.
Right.
Like, and that's what I do from time to time. You see
Not
what I'm saying?
even,
But
you know, not just them asking you, you having it. I understand that part, but that's the fact that you, on a reflection of yourself and your things and yours and the people you that ask you or that you're around, that you can't ask someone else if you're in need. So you got to figure it out. You got to come up with a different plan. You know what I'm saying? Just to, and when a lot of times they just come to you and say, "Hey, let me get $100," and you're like, "Cool." Whereas you say you need $100, you got to figure out, okay, let me think about that. Let me do this. Let me. I may need to sell some, or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying?
So, all right, I'm gonna answer that question, and I got Lisa question at the same time too, because she's basically asking kind of like the same thing. Like, can we actually count on those people that are asking us for help?
Right.
And so sometimes you have to look at what they asking help for.
Okay.
All right, because if it's something that's so personal that they have to allow you in, and you know it's emotional as well, and not necessarily always financial, but it could be a mixture of both, then you got to understand that, yeah, that person, I might be able to count on them a little bit, because this is some shit that you don't necessarily trust everybody with.
Right. Okay.
But also I look at it like, I'm not your family member, but you trusted me with this. Where are your immediate people? I always kind of think that sometimes, like, damn, this dude ain't got no family members. Like, because that's who I would ask first. But see, then again, you got to understand, if you need to ask somebody multiple times, your family is going to think you got a problem.
Okay, right.
I'm serious.
Right.
So maybe that's why people start asking me, but some of the same people keep asking me. So now what it is I realize they don't want to ask their family, because I guess their family might actually get on them. I'm not getting on them. I'm just like, here, man, give it back when you got it. Here. You see?
Or they may have asked their family so much that they worn out the welcome, because they never paid anything back.
So now that answers both of y'all questions. Then, if that's the case, that's somebody that I know I can't trust and I can't depend on. But I'm not going into this actually trying to depend on people, because, like, that's why we're actually having this discussion. I've already established at the age that I'm at now, who are my trust and support group, and the people that I, my support system. I know who I can. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because of trial and error. Because of the severity of certain things that people keep needing time and time again, I'm like, nah, I can't trust you, because you can't trust yourself.
Right, I get it.
You can't even depend on you for support, because you keep coming to me. So, all right, now other questions that can be asked are like, are your finances affected because of your actions? Maybe is that why you need the support? You see what I'm saying? And like, because are you not wanting to work? Some of these things we need to know before you start reaching out to help me. I mean, reaching out for help from me. Right. Because, like, if you're not wanting to work, I'm not necessarily going to want to help you, because you just sitting at home not wanting to work. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I need to know these kind of things. Or if you can't keep a job, why can't you keep a job?
What's the problem?
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Or if you have bad spending habits. Because, see, now you're reaching out from support from someone, but you're not necessarily being transparent and telling the truth. So basically, you're just going to spend your check on whatever you want. And then my money might go for your bills or whatever, or whatever else you need, and that's not necessarily fair to me when I got the olive branch of trying to, do what's right. Right. All right. So another thing is, like, do you listen and pay attention and actually apply what the person is saying, or just taking the money when your support group is trying to give you advice or trying to help you, or maybe has a stipulation with what they're trying to give you? I've learned that borrowing with stipulations gives you more respect, to be honest with you. Really? Yeah, because guess what? I've actually given the stipulations when I've had to borrow. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, hey, man, let me hold 40, I'll give you back 80. Let me hold 40, I'll give you back 60, 70 or something. You see what I'm saying? I throw that out there because I don't want to have to explain either why I need it, right, or it's a better chance I'm going to get it. Right. Okay. And my day ones be like, hey, bro, man, here go 50. Just give me back 50. Right. And I'm like, damn, I asked for 20. You see what I'm saying? Right. But that's when you know they're your fam. That's who you can count on. You can depend on. Right. You see, but like I say, there are a lot of the times when people may be in need, and I can see it's a little bit of desperation. And so I might be like, hey, man, well, if I give you this and you want to start explaining something, I don't want to hear that, man. I just need the money. I'm like, well, hold on now, right? Bro. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, I ain't got to, I don't have to swipe nothing. I ain't got to cash up. I don't have to go to the ATM. I don't want to hear all that. Yeah, you got the money or not. But you, and that's why we're having this conversation as well too, because it's like, you want the respect and you feel like you deserve my money, but I don't get enough respect to say anything to you about it. No. All right, so now I'm gonna be like, all right, let's just start. You might need a receipt behind this one, then, bro. Yes or no, partner? Yes or no, shot. Okay, so yes or no. All right, so yeah, but in X amount of days, I'm not finna ask you for my shit. Right. You gonna call me back and you coming to give it to me then, since I can't tell you nothing. Okay. Cause see, maybe if you'd have been willing to listen, I'd have said you could have had it for free.
See,
But since you want to be that way,
yeah,
now you owe me.
yeah.
So that's why sometimes it pays to listen. Don't they say that? Ain't that a phrase? All right, man. See, I'm trying to put y'all on the game.
My uncle used to have a trick he used to do to people all the time. I don't know if it was a test or he was just trying to be funny, but he was always saying, "Man, let me hold $20." And depending on how you answer, it's depending on if he gonna have you. Like if you say, "All right, cool, here you go." Yeah. But if you like, "Man, I only got 20, I ain't got it," then he like, "Don't worry about it," because he always had money. Don't worry
just
about
testing you.
Yeah, don't worry.
See, whenever you need it, now I'm gonna be the same way. What's your next question, Lisa? She has a question for me.
And I think Slick's dad used to do that too.
I mean, but that's dope. Like, I mean, it's seeing people's intent.
Right. Because he used to Slick's dad always had a pocket full of money. But he was always say, let me hold 20. I think he was just trying to see what we were gonna say,
but
or what somebody
not
would
only
reply
that,
to him.
sometimes that's just another person's way almost to just being like, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Let me hold something. You see what I'm saying? And if you really do it, they be like, okay, cool. But I bet you, if you ever needed something from him, you got it. Because like you say, he got a pocket full of money. And if you just gave him something, he gonna treat you like royalty. Because they respect
he most definitely did.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm the same way. You give me $20, I got you. You see what I'm saying? Especially if I'm just bullshitting and I know I already got it, I won't even take it. I just be like, oh, I appreciate it. But now that I see where you coming, what you want to eat, lunch on me. You see what I'm saying, or something like that. And as a matter of fact, it's funny because it's almost like the women that are older than me treat me. Women that are younger than me
want to be treated.
Yeah. So it's like, man, I call her auntie, man, and we just met at work. You know what I'm saying? She just started talking to me one day.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so now if I see her, it's on site, we eat lunch.
Right.
But what she would do, she would always try to pull me aside and give me a 20 for lunch. And I'm like, I don't want your money, auntie. You know what I'm saying? Right. And she's like, boy, don't make me ball up my fist. She was like, you can either open up your fist and take it, or you can get this fist. So I was like, well, I got to. But see, now when I see her, I'm like, get behind me in line. And I ain't got to tell her twice. She know what that means. So I'm like, boop, swiping cards for it. You see? It's paying it forward. It's genuine. And I mean, she done shot me something for my birthday. So, I'm like, okay, I got you. If I had to borrow something, which one time I just mentioned something. I mentioned that I was down bad on something because something happened. I didn't even ask for it. She sent me something. So she sent me a little 50. So I sent her a hot 75 back. You see what I'm saying? But now, with that being said, I can trust her and she can trust me. And so and we just met this is my second year knowing her. But see, some people just got it like that. True. It's how you raised or the vibe you have or the person that you are. And those I build support groups based off of that. Like, so she's in my support group now. And I mean, and my barber is one too. My barber told me one time, he was like, hey man, you ain't never really asked for nothing, but I'm letting you know if you need it, you got it. And so I didn't be like, oh God, since he said that, let me just ask him, excuse me. I was just like, it's good to know that. So he's a support group. My brother is too. But my brother be like, bro, I ain't got it right now. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But if he does, he does. And then see, he the type of person to be like, boy, remember that time I gave you 25 and you ain't never gave it back? Because guess what I do? I be like, hey man, next time we go out to eat, it's on me. So I get his parking, I get the drinking, I get something to eat. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we do.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you ever have a support group or a circle where generally y'all cool, y'all got it. It's one hand washes the other basically, and then that starts to change. How do you handle that within the group? Like if it's like it was no thing before when we go out, it's on whatever, it's whatever. But now it's counting the receipt.
So I say
whatever.
Depending on who's doing it. If it's one person doing it, I'll wait till everybody's gonna pull them aside. But hey, you good, bro? You need me to shoot you something or something? I mean, this, and I ain't trying to get into your business financially, but I know we used to have it a certain way. So, and then if they be like, well, nah, I ain't rocking with you like that, or that person like that, then I'm like, oh, okay, cool, or whatever. But if like, man, I'm hurting. And I'm gonna be like, all right, well, what's up? How we can, what can we do? Or is it too much? Like, I mean, I ain't got no 20 racks to just throw at you or something like that. But if it's something we can try to work on, then that's what we do. But you're right. Sometimes people just grow into being kind of like a miser, a penny pincherish or something more, or just more about their coins more. I ain't gonna hate on them like that. I'll be like, hey, well, when we come, we know that you get yours separate then, and that's cool. I mean, still you invited. Right. Don't be a Grinch because you don't want to put your money in the pot. Like, I don't control how you spend your money.
Right.
You still a part of what we got going on, you know, like that.
Let me ask you a question. We were talking about the financial part, but I think a lot of times for black men, we be needing the emotional and mental part.
Yeah.
We be needing someone to talk to as far as mentally, sometimes on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And I think for us as black men, it's hard for us to reach out to people, even if we've known them for years, and have a conversation with them about what we're going through mentally, because we feel like it may be seen as a weak aspect of yourself or a weak trait that you don't want to show to everybody. If you knew that someone needed to have if you felt like, or if you needed to, how would you approach that situation? How would that group, within your circle, within your group, how would you guys handle that?
So,
I can't speak.
I mean, no. You asking the question that I'm actually experiencing. Okay, so you have to understand hunger will make you reach out. So, there's some people in my life when they can't take it anymore, like when you just know, fuck this shit, I gotta get something, like they'll speak. It's almost involuntary.
Right.
And so, all right, so then that's when I'm like, okay, I got you. I'm gonna send you the money.
Right.
I no more questions asked. All right. But now, if they do it again, now I'm like this, bro. I'm not trying to rag on you, but if you motherfucking hungry, man, I would advise you get a job.
Right.
Simple as this. And the reason why I'm going to advise you to get a job is it's going to release a lot and relax a lot of stress off of you. Like, and then I've been told sometimes, man, you're going to have to get a job you don't want right quick. Sometimes you got to do something that you don't want to do. You see what I'm saying? Just to get that hunger off your back, or to get that extra stress off of you. And what you don't want to do is going to be stressful, but meaning like getting up, going to work, getting into that interview and all this other shit for a job you don't even want.
Right.
But do you feel, does that stress feel better than the stress of being hungry, getting up, not having no money, not being able to eat, not knowing what you're going to,
Right.
So
I get what you're saying. I appreciate what I'm talking about more of just the day-to-day lifing type conversations.
Yeah.
Like if your brother or somebody came and said, man, it was a rough day today. And they looked at you and they looked like they was going to cry because they really did have a rough day. Sometimes us as black men, we need to have those conversations, because whether people want to give us credit or not, we go through a lot within a day. And sometimes we need to have someone to talk to that we could get that stress out. A lot of us don't talk to anybody.
Man.
Most of us don't talk to anybody, but we should.
Yeah, I would advise it, because we have venting moments. It's to the point now where society, like, you'd be surprised, but your bosses and everybody now, they starting to understand, like work allows mental health days now. So as long as you really don't curse nobody out or you don't threaten anyone physically, sometimes they will actually allow you to vent. Like, you just be like, man, I can't stand it, man, damn it. And then they gonna be like, well, he went right on back to work. Cool. And the reason why they're going to let you vent is because it's emotional and you're compassionate about what you're doing.
Right.
And as long as it's not a threat, then they don't equate that with violence. So if you blurt out and you continuously do it, you're venting, cool, right? The only time they're going to look at it is you may be breaking down and you may have a problem, is if you start crying with it, getting emotional with it, can't function and do your job with it. You see what I'm saying? Or it's continuous and it's disruptive towards work. But
let me give you a scenario. I call you up. I say, Dose, man, been a rough day, man. I think my job is tripping on me. Came home, my girl done moved all her stuff out. I ain't seen my baby in 2 weeks, and I'm just not feeling it today. Like today is the day I feel like, the walls are closing in on me.
So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to say, well, let me ask you one thing, my brother. Why did you call me?
And then the person's probably going to say, because I feel like you will listen to what I got to say, and you will be able to give me at least a little decent advice, and if you can't, you won't steer me wrong. I feel.
All right, and I'm gonna say good. So with that being said, then I'm gonna want you to listen to me and let me take the floor. I'm taking over now. I'm gonna say, well, the first thing you told me was, well, you didn't say it, but you woke up. So, hey, right there, you're winning. I'm gonna say, do your limbs work? Everything on you so far is okay, right? Did you have to go to the hospital?
Right.
And you're gonna say no. I'm gonna say, all right. So basically, what you're dealing with is just something emotional and stressful. You can get over this. It's not. It's a difference if you know you don't say, hey man, I'm leaking. I gotta be patched up. That's gonna cost me money. Maybe see none of that's happening.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna say, okay. Another positive thing you said you had a bad day at work, but you got work. So now you got money. You got a source of being able to try to find some kind of happiness with this.
Right.
Okay, you say your girl left you. All right, so man, maybe that's a problem you ain't got to deal with no more. I'm just saying. Because to me, hey, you good
I'm not
people.
Laughing because no.
And this is exactly what I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna say, I know you a little bit, Lab. You good people, man. So it's two sides to the story, meaning like, what did she do to you?
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I can kind of tell, man, you're not a bad dude. So don't be down on yourself, is what I'll tell you. And I'm gonna be like, what you need to do is be happy to go to that job and take some of that money now. Where you want to go? Let's have some fun, bro, man. Like meet me for a drink or something, and we'll talk about it more in person then.
See that's a lot of times. Me, being 53, I'm a little older than you are. Sometimes a man, that's all they want here is, let's go have a drink and talk about this.
Yep.
It'd be something just that simple. And once we get out and have a drink and have a talk, it's cool. But I don't think a lot of men, one, don't talk to other men about that. And I don't think a lot of men who they do talk to knows how to respond to certain things. Some people think it's got to be analytical and
No.
And it may be simple as, man, meet me up here. Let's get some wings and watch this football game.
That's exactly. It's just it's you got pressure on you right now.
Right.
And as men, we know drinking can release a little bit of pressure, but we're not talking about the drinking for sorrow. We're talking about, like you said, a camaraderie drink. You see what I'm saying? A social, oh, hey, man, get out, all right, that's your comfort zone. Like you say, the game. Hell, when we get there, you already know, we're like, look at that ad right there, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Take your mind off of something. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, hey, no, man, put your wallet up. What you want to eat? I got you. You see what I'm saying? By the time your ass make it, you gon' laugh if you coming out with me. I'm gonna tell you that now, man. I had my dad laughing on the way to surgery, bro. So, man, I was like, damn, man, look at all that's hooked up to you, bro. I'm like, if they can't fix it now, man,
it's too late.
I was like, hey, boy. I was like, you want to trade places, Dad? I started laughing, you know what I'm saying? But hey, but that's the thing, man. I mean, you gotta turn sometimes. But they say lemons and lemonade, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's a moment in your life. That don't define, that's not the rest of your life.
That's just a moment.
Exactly. All right, so what up, D Hill, man? Furious, by the way, is checking in. We already done shouted you out, bro. You know what I'm saying? We know you came through on Sharpshooter Session Saturdays.
Right.
I said it fast the first time, I said it fast the second time, and I said it the third time.
Right.
Well, what up, Furious? All right, so the topic today, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and bring you up to speed, is we're talking about support systems, support groups, and things like that in your personal circle and things. All right, so I think that last question I was like, do you pay attention to what the person is actually saying that may help you? Also, sometimes is, do you think about what the person may be going through that you're asking for help? Which is kind of like what we're getting on. Like, everybody has a particular situation. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes I kind of think of that before I ask somebody, you know what I'm saying, for help. I think of the person I'm asking. Like, damn, they didn't ask me for help before, man, it's like, you know. So, or if it's a person that I know has a lot going on, a lot of investments, I generally tend not to ask a woman for shit, especially if she got kids. Right. So you can scratch them off the list. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I agree.
So yeah, I think about what someone's going through before I ask them for something, if I do. I don't know if your average person does. I can tell you a lot of the times the people that ask me for stuff don't.
Okay.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with you if you do, because like we said, man, we all got a lot going on. I'm just like I say, I'm a thinker. So it is what it is. I think it's just in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? Another question that I would have to ask is, and we still touched on this a little bit, but do you seek therapy or professional help if family and friends aren't in your corner or aren't in your circle to be able to help you?
I think I have had professional help. I've talked to a psychotherapist for a long time, and it made me feel better, to be honest with you. And I believe that all of us should, because we deal with traumas a lot. I think a lot, especially black men. And I'm just speaking of black men because I am one. I've never been a black woman, so I can't really say anything to that. But I think that they should as well. But I think professional help helps you. It helps you get it out because, like I said earlier, we don't want people in our business that we definitely know. But to talk to someone professional that can't repeat it by law is something different.
I like that. And I was going to say, like, I think we have to have a different view now of when someone says that they talk to a therapist. Because, like you said, it's very important because what I'm doing right now is therapy too. But that don't mean I'm going to tell everybody everything that I'm going through. You see what I'm saying? And if I can't tell somebody, then you're right. If you could pay somebody and tell them, that's cool. And what I was going to say is this, like, when you seek professional help on your own accord, it seems kind of noble and admirable to a degree. When people around you have to tell you you may have to seek some professional help, to me it's kind of like, do you have 100% control then? Because do you know what you're projecting to other people? And you might not know that if other people are like, man, you might need to go ahead and seek some help. And I'm not talking about professional help financially at this point. Because damn we all might need to seek help on that myself, you know. But
even if you do tell, even if the people that around you do tell you need to seek professional help, you may take it or receive it with some resistance.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would kind of be offended to a degree, a little bit, you know, because I consider myself of at least having enough wit about myself to not offend everybody with my actions, you know what I'm saying, or with what I want to do. I mean, I do respect people's personal space and privacy. I'm trying not to be obscene. You see what I'm saying? Things like that. Now, that's the point. I'm trying to make an effort to do this. So if someone tell me I need professional help, then now I'm like, damn, I got to be slipping. Like, okay, I'm gonna seek it though, but I'm like, damn, what's going on? I'm like, I mean, can you tell me what do you see?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, all right, so we got to that, and then I have okay, so that was when do you actually reach out for the help?
Right.
All right, so I could tell you I would reach out for help when I would say my mental is probably starting to affect my physical.
Okay.
When maybe I feel like I can't come out of depression. Or I know I'm affecting people with my attitude more than I want to, and I just can't control it. Or I will probably seek help if I'm using stimulants and drugs and things like that to try to curb or get my points across, or get a vibe that I know I can't, you know.
Quiet the noise.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so yeah, those things are very much signs. Can be very much signs. Let's just put it that way. They're not necessarily signs for everybody. I think one of the strongest things that a lot of us don't notice is us from the inside looking out. That people from the outside looking in notices is our change in mood.
Oh, clearly,
that change in mood is a very big thing, because if you're generally a happy-go-lucky person and you're just all of a sudden you're just not that person anymore, and you seem to bring everything that you do every time you hang out with people, you just bringing them down and everything like that. That may be a sign that you might need to seek some professional help. And a lot of us don't see it necessarily from the inside looking out, because we just think we just not feeling well, or we just having a bad day, when people on the outside looking in be like, man, you like this every day.
So check this out, Lab. We have someone that wants to talk to us. So you can dial 678-740-9894 and you'll be able to talk to me live if you would like. I'll pick up for those that feel like they want to talk to me in person. You don't have to say your name or nothing. Yeah, you know, dial that number. Like I said, once again, it's 740-9894, and I'll gladly pick up and talk to you. But I mean, I do have something where I'm asking. Oh yeah, do you ask like random people for help or just specific friends and family members? Also, sometimes I think like depending on who you may ask, depends on the severity of it, or depends on what you have going on. Like if you just start asking all these random people, then sometimes I think you might have a problem to a degree. Because you don't care where it's coming from. You don't care who know you need the money. You just want it. Right. You just ask anybody. You know what I'm saying? And or that could just sometimes it shows that you may not have someone that you're close to. So that shows what kind of relationship do you have or disposition do you have where you can't ask people that you actually know.
Right.
All right, so you have just called Dosed Up, and you got Shooter, aka Dose, on the line, and Lab can hear you too. So speak to me.
Hey,
Just I scared him.
yeah, you scared.
All right, can you hear me? This is.
I can hear you now. You kind of muffled.
Push it close. Pull it close.
Who? What?
Hey, Shooter.
Hey, what's up? What's up, boo? How you doing?
How y'all doing? I love the conversation this evening.
Okay, all right. Well, we're glad and I can see.
Conversation.
Yeah, and I see you actually trying to have a little bit of the conversation with your comments. So now you can actually talk to us. You ain't got to do all that typing. So what's up?
Okay, so my question is, like when it comes to the brothers, to my brothers, like y'all, right? And I was hearing, I don't know the brother's name that you're speaking with that's on the interview, doing the right now.
That's DJ
But
Lab.
I love y'all, the questions and the camaraderie. As a woman, as a African Senegalese, how do we help?
Okay.
Like for y'all to feel better, to express yourselves and get that stress off your chest.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, and it's funny. Well, actually, like I said, this is therapy. Like I come here because I want to. I come here because I think I need it from time to time. Like I'm like this right here talking to you is therapeutic. I just saw you see the guy Damian Hill that's on here. That's actually Furious. I actually saw him this weekend. So to see my people tuning in and listening to what I'm saying and what I'm saying I know is important. All of this actually helps because, like you said, Lab, just like he said, sometimes we might actually need somebody to talk to and tell them that we have a particular issue. And with that being said, live on air, I'm quite sure he knows now if he did ever feel like the example that he could call me. And based off what he heard, I would say I'm quite sure he would be comfortable with the outcome that would happen. Like he would be glad to call me.
Right.
And one of the reasons why I said like, why did you call me? It wasn't as a question like, man, why you calling me? You could call anybody. I asked why, because if he can explain it, then obviously he has a mind that's open to receive what I want to tell him. If he was like, well, I don't necessarily know why you call me, that's okay too, because I'm gonna say, well, you called me because you were instructed by a higher power to.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Can you hear Lab?
Y'all kind of low.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to speak a little louder for you. Can you hear me now?
Who am I speaking to, Alex? Who is that?
That's Lab.
Shooter, who is that?
That's Lab. You speaking to Lab?
That's
DJ Lab.
Hi, Lab.
Hey, I want to say as far as how you can help, how the sisters can help the brothers, is just make it feel okay for them to talk to you, because a lot of times men don't feel like they can talk to their woman because they may be seen as weak. So sometimes it's just a matter of making it comfortable enough for them to open up to you mentally in order for them to talk to you, and then maybe for you to help them get the help that they need, because we're not going to just talk to you if we figure that it's not going to be accepted well, or it's going to be seen as a weak point in the relationship. So sometimes it's just a matter of opening up and making them feel comfortable. Now, how do you do that depends on that
was my question.
Each individual person. Like if you know the person you're dating, so you know what he will receive well and what he will take properly. So you will have to approach it in certain ways and figure it out, because to be honest with you, black men are not just going to just start talking about their emotional stress that they're going through if they don't feel comfortable.
not only this, I add to this to kind of answer the question a little bit too. Then, all right. So if you look at it and reflect, okay, you work for yourself. So and even then, even you work for yourself. Okay, so if I say, hey, boo, how was your day? How was work? I mean, you know, and I know what you do for a living, but I would get involved like, did it go okay? Was your client all right? You see what I'm saying? I asked you that. Well, as a man, a lot of the times our women, they don't ask us like, how was our day? Did you get pissed off? Yeah, we are serious. Like, they don't necessarily ask the specific questions. Like, if I see two women talk, girl, this and this happened today. My supervisor said this. He said this. It pissed me off and this and this. We go through some of the same things, but a woman won't necessarily just say, hey, how was your day? Did you know, or and you know we might be nagged at work, and you could be like, man, how was your day? Was your boss on your back or something like that? And then we might be like, well, you know what, man? Really, he tried me or something like that. You see what I'm saying? And then we may start going into that. And even with that, it will start releasing some of what's in our mind subconsciously. And then you can be like, well, if there's anything else that's bothering you, let me know. But if no one ever asks, men aren't necessarily just going to volunteer it.
That's true.
We just going to be like, hey, how you, we want to know, we want you okay.
May I say something? And I'm speaking to you personally, Shooter, because I know you like I've been knowing you for a while, and I love you. Like even with you, like, and I have brothers, I have, you know, I have son, you know, as a woman, a mother, a sister, like, when I do that, and I see what's going on and talk to the brothers in my life, I get the you too gushy, like you too emotional. Because I listen and I take it in, and I don't like y'all being hurt. So I get the mushy gushy stuff, like,
so
Lisa, you're too loving, you're too much of that. As a man, we don't need that. We need you to be strong or whatever. And I'm just like, well, as a woman, and I'm your sister. I'm like, so I'm asking, like, how do I balance that? Because I go through, you know, I'm a boss myself. I don't deal with too many people. You know, I deal with who I deal with. So it's like,
it can be balanced by, like, if your responses aren't as emotional, then they ain't gonna vibe off of like it's emotional. Meaning like, okay, how can I say, if it's something that maybe let's just say if I stubbed my toe or something and you just started bawling and crying because I was just in a little bit of discomfort.
No, I'm not gonna just bawl and cry. I'm like, are you okay? That's not my first thing.
Yeah,
because it was something I was speaking about earlier. It was something y'all was speaking about earlier. Brother Man said, the questions, y'all were going back and forth. But I'm like, this is dope. Like, it's dope because it's the questions I need to be answered. You know, I need to answer to the questions I have in my head, dealing with people with finances. I'm a giver, dealing with finances and stuff. But Brother Man said it was on the line. So y'all do rapid fire questions. So it was on the line of like, when somebody comes and ask you for something, when you go and ask them, are you good? You need anything?
Oh yeah.
I'm the one that's gonna come and say, you good? You need anything? You hurt yourself? Let me mend it. How can I help you? I'm her. You know, that's who I am. And I get with my male counterparts, I get pushed away a lot of times because they say I'm too emotional. But they will ask me for my financial resources.
Oh wow. Okay, so with that being said, it's like this. You have to understand, not every man gonna want to be treated the same way when it comes to emotion wise or how you nurture him. You know, some men are more romantic. They'll be laid back. They don't mind you probably trying to rub all in their head and be like, ooh, let me fix that for you. And some of them might be like, oh, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I batch myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But it's up to you to find a balance. And it's kind of like, to me,
why is it left up to me? But it's both of us. And that's I'm asking both of y'all. I'm asking both of y'all.
Oh yeah, I got you. It's up to you to find the balance. Meaning, like, they're gonna already tell you what they don't like by that, so you don't take offense by it. You just balance your actions by still showing concern, but I guess they don't want to be baby. You know what I'm saying? Not the saying that you are babying them, but some people might take it as that.
Can I be honest? What I've learned to do now when I'm dealing with my brother counterparts, I just financially support.
Okay. But do you feel like you want to continue? I mean, only if you can't afford it, or if it's wrong to you, if it's affecting you.
I mean, I wouldn't do it if I couldn't afford it. I'm just saying, like, is that wrong on the emotional, the mental support?
How long have you been doing it? And can they do it without you? Can they support themselves without you?
Well, if they asking me, I don't think they can at that time. That's why it takes time. Things change, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all go through things, but like in different times.
Right.
I'll do it, and they like you said, we reciprocate, but at the same time, when if you stump your toe, I'm going to be the one that's going to be like, let me fix it for you, let me wrap it up and kiss your boo boo or whatever.
Oh yeah. I'm a mother. No. See, ain't gonna be that boo boo. Hey. No. Somebody see now. If you be like that, I'm gonna let Lab gotta holler at you real quick. But
and I know that you don't mean literally.
I know that too.
That you're saying boo boo on the stuff.
She might say that to a man, though, you know.
But what I want to say is that a lot of times the reason why your brothers or your significant other may not want you, because they just don't want you to see them in a vulnerable state. Unfortunately, we have this masculine vibrato that we don't want the person that we're with or our sister to see us in a vulnerable state, because we are your protector. It's just the way that it is. And if you see us in a vulnerable state, you may not feel as protected as you would before. So we're not going to give you too much of, if we're feeling vulnerable, or if we're feeling weak, or we're feeling stressed out, we're not going to give you a lot of that, even if you're asking, because at the bottom line of it, your brothers feel like they're your protector. Your mate feel like he's your protector. And any weakness or any crack shown in that armor may make you look at them differently. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is.
Now, hold on. I want to say this, though, right quick, and then I'm going to let you say something, Lisa. Hold on. But it can be confusing to her, because she's saying,
I'm very confused, y'all. I'm so confused right now, because I don't, like, when one of my brothers, if Shooter, you know, if I could do it, I'd do it. And I don't look at you. I don't look at nobody weaker. I don't look at no man as a weaker, because we go through things. You understand? Like, do I have a question to both of y'all? Do y'all look at us like we're weaker because we need help? And I'm not no damsel in distress. You understand? I'm not a damsel in distress. Sometimes I fuck up and I need help. And
Here's the thing. I've noticed that a lot of women out there need help. A lot more than what I thought. And I kind of don't understand how, but I do in a way, because it seems like at some point it's a man at the center of it, meaning like they maybe started out financially with somebody and then they split, and then now they're just now either piecing things together, or it ain't necessarily got to do nothing with a man. They just don't have it. And
it's not about it's like where I'm at right now, because y'all conversation just sparked something to me, because I've been wanting to ask questions to my brothers. Y'all also intimidate me a lot, so I'm just like,
don't let us do that, because like I say, we here to try to make resolutions, not intimidate or not seem like we're better than someone or like we got all the answers. All we control is what we saying. We willing to listen too.
I'm going to tell you like this. I may be a little bit older than you. I know I'm a little bit older than Shooter, because I'm 53. Just in my experiences of doing things and just dealing with, I was married for 25 years. And I know it's confusing, because the person the brother or your mate may need this help, and it may be showing in their eyes, and it's not because you're not trying. Don't take it wrong. It's not because you're not trying. It's just within them, they just don't want you to see them that way. I don't know any other way to say it. It's nothing.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. Like, I agree with you. Like, I understand what you're saying. At the same time, okay, so that's my initial question was like, what other way can I go about without y'all, my brothers, thinking that we're looking at you down? I'm not looking at you down. I just want to make sure you're good.
Here's the thing, though. All right, so some of that got to be within their mentality. Like,
right.
It's going to be hard for you to try to make someone think something based off of how you acting when they're the one thinking a certain way.
They have to change their mind.
Exactly. And I'm like this. If they're going to be able to reach out for you anytime they need to for financial help, but when it get to the emotional part, then they be like, oh, no. Then my thing is, you still have to understand the financial part is halfway like the emotional part as well, because they still.
Is that okay? This is me asking y'all, right? Is that is that one of y'all major issues, finances?
Yeah. Here's the thing. What man want to ask a woman for money? When everybody know that a man's supposed to have money.
Right.
Women like men for money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not that that's you, but if that's how everything is perceived, then how do you think a man that gotta go ask a woman? You don't seem like you're a man. If I gotta you ask your mom, a boy ask his mama for money. A man give his mom money and take care of his mom.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So a boy gonna ask the woman for the money.
Yeah, my son does now. Right. Okay, so
So that's why we I don't want to ask nobody for no money. I don't want to ask another man for money, let alone woman. I don't want to ask.
How do y'all feel about being offered? Like, just because say I'm peeping games. Say we work together, right, in the medical field. I could do construction, cleaning, medical. I have clients, right? And if I see one of my clients, Mel, I see something that he needs, and it's imperative to his health and everything that he's going through, and I offer it to him. Is that bad?
It depends
Will y'all think that we trying to use you and trying to draw you in?
Well, here's the thing.
Like
when you start getting into people's personal lives, like health ailments and things like that, I would have to be invited to that rather than for me to invite that on them. Unless, let's just say I see somebody limping or something.
What you mean?
Meaning, like, you were like, you want to do all, like, you said it was something up with him health wise and all of that. Like,
have to come to you and
it was something in his home.
Oh yeah.
That I don't have to deal with all the time. Every time I come there, I don't want to deal with that shit. That's him. He's a man. He has some dignity to himself, a veteran. So I don't want to deal with that. So
you got to tell him
to do something, and he was like, "No, I'm a man." Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well then don't deal with him then. If it's something that he needs to change or clean or whatever, and he act like he a man and he can't, hey man, I mean, move on. I wouldn't be around that, because I'm not too manly that I can't keep something clean, and I just pay somebody.
I think it's more.
There's so many different levels to it, though, Shooter. It's like,
I believe you should. I get what you're saying. I believe that you should let. He's gonna have to invite you to that. You get what I'm saying? Yep. He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to tell you, because you just telling him is embarrassing to him.
Yeah.
I'm going
to call it out. Okay, right. That's what y'all was saying earlier. That's what y'all was saying earlier.
I think calling it out is embarrassing to him, rather him just saying, "Hey, this happened or that happened." It's just a matter of walking that fine line between helping what you think you are helping, but also overstepping the boundaries that he may have. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. So just
like sometimes when you observe something, there's either a way you can act on it without saying anything, or just don't say something. Like let's just
do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
just do it.
Yeah, you know, and
without saying shit, just do it.
Well, if you do it, then that means it's already done. So.
You ain't got to mention it.
Exactly. I'd rather do it that way than to go to have that confrontation, because they're not my man, but they're my responsibilities when I go and work with them. You know what I'm saying? Work for them. So it's like, okay, just do it. Don't say nothing.
Is it something that's going to affect
what's
them?
the brother's name again that you with on the phone with?
DJ Lab. Is it going? That's Lab on the phone with me.
DJ Lab.
On the set with me. Is it something that you're going to do that's going to affect him? No.
Positively, I'm not doing no negative.
But it's going. I mean, but is it affecting him physically, personally? Because it is a job.
Positive wise, yes, sir. It's affecting him positively.
But
not
that's
negative.
the thing. If he already told you he a man and he already kind of did that, then that mean that you're gonna overstep a boundary just by doing it, if it's positive or not.
Okay, so I have another. I would say, I'm giving you this. I have to deal with him because this is my job. Okay.
So this sounds like a hygienic problem.
And I know it's going to go into my personal life too. It's going to go into my personal life. What I do on my job, it goes like in my personal life. It kind of goes hand in hand to me, especially dealing with men. I don't really the things I've been through in my life. I just learned to like kind of standoffish.
Well, if it's
going to help you. I don't want to harm you in no way. And it's going to make my job easier. But you call me for your service to help service you, and this is going to help my job easier, work better for both of us. And if I'm overstepping my boundaries or making him feel like, I guess, less of a man,
you'll know because he'll let you know, trust me.
And you don't want to lose your job because of it. So what you may need to do is, I mean, to be honest with you, is talk to somebody about the job. Say, I need this to be done, so they'll know, so you have it on record. Or if there's somebody else in his family you can talk to about it and see if they can help you. Talk to him about it.
I'm very attentive. I listen. I watch. I listen. I hear, and I watch. You know.
Text me what you gonna do.
Right, but it may be a question of, even though you're there to help him, and he asks you for your services, he still may see you as a stranger because you're not family.
Text me what you gonna do, and I'll let you know if it's too personal or not.
Okay.
Because there's some things you can do or you can say, and a person be like, "Man, hold on, man. You just tried me." Seriously, like you be surprised. I'm talking about. Then this might be something petty, man. Like that somebody just is kind of like not assured about themselves about. You know what I'm saying? And you don't, if you bring it up, like I say, it'll cause them to be like embarrassment. Embarrassment is nothing that men definitely like in front of women, you know. But
we're right here together, though. If we right, it's just you and I.
Okay.
If it's just you and I.
So I do have another question, y'all. Like, one of them was simply like, how is your social life affected when you need support and help? Because a lot of times
people turn away from me.
Because
I've been always like me personally. Like I've always been a giver in my business, my business life and personal. And if I seek help, go to ask for help. That's why I asked the question. Like, can we count on the people that we help? That was my question. Can I count on people that I help? And I've asked that question before, and I was told no.
Well, then you need to find different people. Seriously, like you got to be able to count on maybe about 5 people. I say you need a handful, because you know one person is not gonna always be there for you, even though they would like to be.
Right.
I can just tell you that now. So, and then I mean, like a lot of the times they don't have to be relatives. They don't have to be. It could be someone of the opposite sex that you're not even intimate with, but it's got to be a connection.
We dealing business, though, shooter. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not in no relationship. My children are my baby girl, my boy. They living their life, so it's just me.
Yeah.
In my careers.
You have
so
to,
it's like people call on me.
You have to reflect
on that. If I got it, yeah. I know both of y'all were saying like. How many times can I keep on just pulling out my pocket to help somebody? Like, nigga, how long you gonna be fucked up?
Yeah.
Right.
How many times I gotta help you pay your rent? What you doing? What you not taking care of about yourself?
Okay. Do you find yourself having to financially help more men or women?
It's equal.
Damn.
It's
mine
equal.
almost equal too. Mine will be women if I'm dating heavy. Seriously. If I'm dating heavy, damn near everyone, it's like I got broke woman lottery or some shit. Like the number just every time, man. You know, I'm so I'm like, do we date or do you just need help?
I ain't even dating them right now.
I mean, I can't. I can't find nobody. Like, I'm dating my music, bro. I mean, I can't find anyone that's emotionally ready to, or I can't find anyone that's financially straight to want to do something. Or the ones that might
be emotionally ready to.
The ones that might be a little bit of both, emotionally and probably financially, they ready, but they damn near ain't got no time because they business.
Right.
So it's like, it's really like no median damn near. You got to get it on the fly.
I really love y'all conversations, my brothers.
We have
I really love this. Thank y'all for opening up a platform for all of us. I really love this.
It's every Monday night. Why you got us? I mean, what else? You want to ask us something? I mean, we here now. You got about 15 minutes.
What y'all want to eat for dinner?
What we want to eat for dinner? Oh, man.
Oh, look.
I probably ain't going to have nothing.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I've already ate.
Yeah. I be passing
for lunch
this
tomorrow,
Mexican
send me
spot.
y'all cash. I want to see y'all son and get some money. That's it. That's all I want to know. And I just want to tell y'all, I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Y'all
Thank you
keep
for
doing
calling.
a good thing.
Yeah. Hey, you text me, though. Text me.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because, that'll work. So you out now?
I just got back from Texas. I'm going back home on the 24th. I just got back yesterday.
Yeah, you do music. You can send us some music. We'll play it on the show.
That's
you
right.
can come to the show.
Oh, really?
You in the A?
You want to send something? Want to send some of the songs that we've done together?
Yeah.
You can. I don't think Lab heard the one that me and you on.
Pray.
Nah, he ain't heard that.
I got some old stuff for you.
Yeah, we need to get in the lab.
Yes, sir. Always. I love you. I love y'all.
Love you too.
Right.
Send me them cash apps. I got some lunch for y'all tomorrow.
Oh well.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate
y'all
that.
Have a good night and thanks.
You
for
gonna
the
make me have a drink,
y'all.
man.
Yeah, that's a lot of my questions
Lab
too. That way I can handle business better.
Anytime we do a show, like I say, and you tuning in, that's the number. Just call. We'll talk to you. We're gonna have different topics, but they all gonna be meaningful.
You. Okay.
All right, I'll text you when I'm off of this.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
There you go. It's good. You hung up.
Okay.
Yeah, once you press it to pick up and break it to hang up.
Okay.
Good conversation right there.
Yeah. I mean, but she's part of the support group. See what I'm saying?
I hope we helped her with some of the questions you asking. Like we say, we're not therapists, but we try to just give them our life experiences of what we feel, might be the right thing to try to help.
I think we better than therapists because we don't charge y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then we can relate because we done damn near been through what you been through. The therapists probably ain't. They just like, hey, you got an X amount of time and I'm about to get the Gucci watch.
Right.
But see, me and Lab, we gonna try to break this thing down and analyze it for you.
That's right.
And it's coming from just a little bit different generation gap. You know what I'm saying? I think I can hang with Lab and his crew. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably put my ass out after a while. I'll be like, hey man, y'all ain't playing enough OJs.
You may be surprised, but I'm the oldest person in my group.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't seem like that, bro. You seem young enough. I know you can kick it with me.
Right. Yeah, I'm the oldest person in my group, but luckily for me, I feel young, but I have younger kids. I've been around younger.
Yeah.
My kids are 35, 34, 31. And Slick's son, he's 36, 35. So we, I hang around people who are younger. So
it's funny because that's one thing that I was saying. I was like, man, I noticed that my daughter made my parents youthful, younger. It's like hanging around the youth is awesome when you can bounce off that vibe and get that energy. You know what I'm saying? But doing things maybe like the teenagers do, obviously now, unless I'm just shooting a little hoop or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I like that, but I like my elders too. I get the wisdom from my elders, and I just get the rejuvenation from my youth. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So
that's the life balance right there.
Oh yeah.
Life balance right
Yep. And then guess what the funny thing is, I'm like the conduit to bridge the gap. So like what my elders teach me, I dump it into the youth. Because I'm like, man, like I be telling my daughter, you 21, but you gonna get the knowledge of a 48-year-old right now. So when you get to be my age, you'll almost be able to snap your fingers and manifest something. Because you're gonna have all your powers from what I'm telling you till now. And she got them. Like she be making her little manifestations, her little 21-year-old manifestations. I be like, look at that. Right. I remember them days. I remember you. Right. I'm like, I'm an Olympic torch. You like a little Bic lighter, but I'm gonna get you up there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me look and see if I have maybe one or two more questions that might be important. But I do know I do want to have. I'm gonna touch on what P was gonna say, and I do have this to say. So I did have embarrassed to ask. That's, I think, one of the things, like we just touched on that, but I think men should stop being too embarrassed to ask, man. But that's why I had this whole conversation, because if you designate who's going to be your support group and people, you wouldn't be embarrassed to ask them.
Most definitely.
You know, and that's why I addressed a lot of these questions, because some of these questions could be why you would be embarrassed to ask. Asking random people could be why you could be embarrassed to ask as well, but never really be embarrassed to ask. And one thing that Miss P mentioned that we kind of didn't touch on, and that's why I'm glad I'm starting to reach out to my sisters a little bit and have them put their input on this, is she was like, she never got the help or support she needed when she was transitioning and becoming a mother. And we didn't touch on that. Motherhood. Like either single mothers or kids that are just now starting out being parents, and they may not necessarily have that good relationship with their parents or that link. And now you find yourself having to do it by yourself, or kind of like on your own. You're definitely going to need some support with that.
That's a good conversation to have when she's here.
Oh, yeah.
Slick says, if you are a team, you should be able to ask or say anything to your mate.
Now, yeah. And Slick, you right about that. But I do think in the beginning, in early years when people are younger, it's just that pride, man. Right. You know, like, okay, younger me wouldn't say I had a spot in the back of my head. Right. Older me, like, man, fuck that shit, I got that. You know what I'm saying? Right, you see what I'm saying? But, you know, now the funny thing is if someone just was like, hey, man, I know how you can handle that, I'm gonna be kind of like, hold on, bro, you don't know me like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You see?
Right.
But it's just like you have to learn how to grow into that. You see what I'm saying? But you are absolutely right, though, Slick. If you're a team, you're supposed to be able to say what you want. But I do think still, even with that, and we've discussed this in other episodes, it's how you say it too then. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times men don't ask for some support because of how either we're going to be viewed or what's going to be said about it or how it's said. And, you know, if you don't necessarily want to owe someone, then you also kind of don't really want to, you know what I'm saying, seem as though you need the support. So a lot of times it's sometimes depending on the person, their mentality, their character, as to how they go about building their support group, wanting support, or actually giving out the help and support. I'm never gonna stop. At first I used to kind of be one of those people, because Lab, you had mentioned, like, do you maybe have a little resentment? I used to be one of the people like, man, everybody trying to take advantage of me, or I gave this person that, I'm just gonna stop giving. Right. But then my support people and the people that really mean a lot to me was like, man, don't change who you are because of the experiences that someone else has given you. Just change who you and how you treat certain people, or those people. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because like we just said, you'll still block a blessing changing the way that you operate based off of someone that did something negative to you. Right. And we've already had duality episodes, so I'm not gonna make my duality like balance a negative with a negative. So with that being said, I think we might be able to cut out a little bit early today, y'all.
We are gonna have that conversation about having support when you become a new parent. And that's spousal support, family support, parent support, people support, service support. I think that's a good conversation for men and women to have.
That, and I want to touch on when we do that too, like this list is trending topic of, if you were paying child support on a child and then you realize that the child wasn't yours, should the parent give you the money back and all that?
Okay, so we're
gonna touch on all that too. Yeah, and I got something I want to say on that too, but I'm gonna hold on to that. So All right, y'all. This is another Monday night, man. We done went from 8 to about 9:20 something, y'all. I'm Shooter, aka Dose. This Dosed Up. We up out of here. I'll see you next time. Appreciate everybody that showed up on
it. Yeah. Grams leaders CCs, pounds. Close cash, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of liters of grams, get your dose up, cut this up, post up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that true serum hooked directly through your veins. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch it close up, close up, close up, close up.